Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Doing
It's back to
good.
school. We were just talking about that. And thanks to our audience for bearing with us that we started a little later this morning. Back to school. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Started at 6 a.m. this morning and just got back from dropping them off.
Wow.
So I'm excited to introduce our special guest today, Steve Baxley. And Steve Baxley is with 210 Home Warranty. We are so excited to listen to your expertise because I really do feel like you are the warranty guru. So first tell us, Steve, how's your week been so far?
Yeah. My week's been great. Like you, Jennifer, today is the first day of school for my son as well. So it's been a very early and busy morning.
Definitely.
For sure.
Did you guys sneak in any vacations beforehand, before school started?
Yes, we did. We took a little trip down to Jacksonville Beach, Florida. And Florida started their school week before us. So it was, there were very few people on the beach. It was nice and quiet. It was calm. So it was the calm before the storm in a way.
Right.
Yes.
Good. Very well deserved. I feel a lot of people last week tried to squeeze in one more little trip before school started.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Definitely. Now, Steve, tell me how you and Jennifer got connected.
So 210 Home Buyers Warranty, we're actually an official strategic alliance partner of Keller Williams. So we've had a partnership with Keller Williams for over 20 years. And with that, what 210 does, they make sure that Keller Williams gets the utmost care. They have a dedicated rep that's local. I actually live maybe a mile and a half from the market center, right down the road. So I'm in the Keller Williams Market Center usually about 3 days a week. So I'm constantly going around. I want to make sure that I'm in touch with all of the top producers, which Jennifer absolutely is one of the top producers, to make sure that they know if they need anything, if their clients need anything, that I'm there for them. So basically just being in the market center and in touch with the top producers and the top leaders.
Well, we love having you in our market center for sure. And I can't remember. I guess you've definitely been there since I've been there. So it's your face we see a lot in the office. So how long have you been with 210 Warranty?
So last month was my 6-year anniversary with 210.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And what about let's talk a little bit about the home warranty process, right? Because I think a lot of people have questions about home warranties.
Yeah.
So what would you say, like how does a home warranty process work? What should someone plan for?
So, that's a great question. It's funny because before I came to work for 210, I actually had never heard of a home warranty. I had no clue what they were. And I think there's probably a lot of folks out there that are in the same boat. They're like, well, what is a home warranty? What does it do? So when I'm talking to folks about a home warranty, I tell them we're a little bit like health insurance. And we're a little bit like car insurance. Just like you have health insurance and car insurance, they're for you to basically to prevent financial peril or financial catastrophe. That's really what a home warranty is there for, is to help protect you financially when things happen. So it's easy to think about how you could be in financial peril without health insurance and car insurance as well. But people oftentimes don't realize how expensive home ownership can be. So with home warranties, we cover many different things: electrical outlets, lights, dishwashers, and that's nice. But the big thing that we cover that everyone needs to be aware of is HVAC. So HVAC has just every year it's become more and more expensive. It's not uncommon these days for folks to have to spend $7, $8, $9, even up to $10,000 to replace a system, which is bad, but it can be even worse. What if you had a home with an upstairs unit and a downstairs unit? And what if one of those systems stopped working just because it got old and you had to replace it? Well, if you have another system for your upstairs, if it's the same age, quite likely it's going to be right behind. So that $7,000 or $8,000 or $9,000 just doubled. So that's what a home warranty is there for. Very few home warranties will actually replace the system, and those that do, they have caps in place, some as low as $2,000. But with 210, our claim to fame is we'll always try and repair it if we can, but if we can't, we're going to buy you a new one. No dollar caps, no age discrimination. Doesn't matter the age of the system. What does matter is it can't already be broken, can't already be in need of repair, but the age makes no difference at all.
That's amazing. That's huge because that's one of the biggest expenses for sure. Heating and air. It comes up all the time, right?
Yes. Yes.
And it's one of those things like when somebody's buying a house or selling a house, you might have a unit that's 10, 12, 14 years old, but it's still functioning. So I can't advise a seller you need to replace it because it's an older unit if it's working. So
That's
that
right.
often definitely gives people some peace of mind knowing that they'll be protected after they purchase a home.
That's right. Yeah, the system, I have two systems in my home, and one of the systems is original to my home, which was built in 99. And it works great. So a lot of times what you'll have happen is you'll have a buyer's agent that'll come in, they'll see that the seller has an older system, and they'll say, well, hey, you have to replace that system because it uses Freon or R22. And they'll mistakenly say, you can't use Freon or R22 anymore, which is false. You certainly can. And where the confusion comes in is that the government a little over a year ago mandated that you cannot produce R22 or Freon anymore, but you can still use it, and it's going to be used for many years to come. So we are one of the very few home warranty companies that continue to cover Freon or R22. We don't charge for it at all. So if you have a homeowner and the buyer's agent saying, hey, you have to replace the system, all you have to say is, actually, we don't, because we have a 210 warranty on there that not only covers the system with no dollar caps, it covers all types of refrigerants. So if there's a leak, you won't pay anything for the refrigerant.
That's great.
Yeah, that's really good to know. Definitely, especially for a buyer who is coming in and purchasing a little bit of an older system. Yeah. What would you say, Steve, is the biggest benefit to getting a home warranty?
Yeah, peace of mind, really. I mean, it's financial protection there for you. I couldn't imagine just going about my daily life if I didn't have health insurance or car insurance, because I'd be scared to drive the car. I'd be, scared if I would get sick or anything. Same thing with a home warranty. I think there are so many homeowners out there that are just oblivious to what can happen when things stop working. I mean, how many people have sitting in their bank account $7,000 to purchase a new air conditioning system? And if your air conditioning system goes out in the middle of summer, that can be painful. So the biggest benefit to me is just knowing that you're not going to be in a predicament where you're facing the choice of sweat through a miserably hot summer or pay money that maybe I don't really have.
Right. And even if you have it, it's not fun money to spend, right?
No, it is
Nobody
not.
says, yay, I get to spend $7,000 on a new air conditioning unit.
That's right. That's right. It's no fun at all.
Well, sometimes we get a little bit of pushback on home warranties, people saying, oh, we don't need that, or why do we need to order it? What do you think is the holdback for most people with ordering a home warranty?
I just think people, they don't want to spend the money. They don't think about, yes, it is, $600 or $700, depending on what plan you want to get. But my goodness, I mean, that's a whole lot better than what you would pay otherwise. And, there are other benefits to a home warranty besides the fact that we will repair systems, or besides the fact that we'll replace them. For example, whenever you move into a home, most folks, they're going to change their locks and they're going to get new keys. So we actually reimburse for that. All the homeowners have to do is take their receipt showing that they changed their locks, upload it to our website, and we actually send them a check to reimburse them what they paid, and we reimburse up to $100. So right off the bat, that's roughly $100 that they can save. Some other things that we do, we actually have partnerships with Whirlpool and GE, where they give us a code that we can provide to homeowners where they can go in and shop for new appliances. So maybe you have a homeowner that's coming in and they're like, well, you know what, we're going to buy new appliances. They can actually use the code that we have through GE and Whirlpool to shop on their website to order appliances. And they're going to receive a discount on those. The discount is usually it's about what you'd see if you went into Lowe's or Home Depot and the unit was on sale. So if you shop online and the system's on sale at Lowe's, it's probably going to be about the same price. But if the unit is not on sale at Lowe's and they shop through the website with our code, they'll usually save sometimes 10, 15, 20% off the appliances.
Right. I recently took advantage of the lock change on an investment property. It's awesome. And I think, going back to this, why do I want to spend $500 or $600? It's the same with health insurance, right? You are putting that money there because there is no guarantee when you might need to go to the hospital or have a really expensive, doctor's visit or something like that. It's like an insurance policy to protect yourself against big expenses down the road, for sure.
That's right. And then another really painful situation that I hear about quite often is when a homeowner has a leak and the Freon's leaking out. They call someone comes out, they put the Freon in there, but they don't find the leak. Freon is incredibly expensive. It's on average about $100 to $125 a pound, depending on the area. So if you have to put in 8-9 pounds of Freon and they don't find the leak, and then you have to call them back out to do that again, you've just spent maybe close to $2,000 without even solving the problem. So it can get really expensive really quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I know you already touched on, your partnership with Whirlpool and GE and the reimbursement for the lock changes. What else makes 210 different than other warranty providers?
So one of the things is the longevity. When I first started 6 years ago, there were probably about 4 home warranty companies in the greater Charlotte area. Today, there's probably about 12. A lot of these companies I call fly-by-night companies because they pop up and I'm like, I've never heard of you. Where did you come from? Go online, you can't really find much information. You have no clue where the reps are. So our longevity, we've been around for over 40 years. One of the longest home warranty companies as far as longevity. We have 2 divisions of our company, actually. We have the resale division where I work. Then we have another division that works with builders to provide them with structural warranties. That division of our company is so large that 1 of every 7 homes built in the country has our structural warranty in place. So longevity is one of the things that sets us apart. For Keller Williams, one of the things that sets us apart is the fact that you have a local dedicated rep. For Keller Williams last year, we actually paid out over $6.5 million in claims just for Keller Williams. So we definitely pay claims, that is for sure. And then when it comes to HVAC coverage, by far, hands down, is
Oh no, I lost him.
Yeah, he's frozen.
I think he was going to talk about the HVAC with the Freon still being an option.
Yeah. And that, we ended up having to have Freon replaced in a unit, and it's so expensive. So the fact that they will do that and put, refill it. And I think some warranties only cover a portion of it. They won't cover all of it. So that's a good thing.
Got it.
I wonder if we'll get him back.
Yeah, it's good to have him. I know. Oh no.
Oh, we lost him. Maybe he'll come back in.
Lost him. Yes, definitely. But I agree with what you were saying, Jennifer, is the different options that you can kind of just connect your buyers with him as a resource and just have them, pick his brain. I mean, he's so knowledgeable about everything.
And that's it. I feel like a lot of times we've called him, even when we've said, hey, we've got a unit that's 20 something years old. We want to make sure there's no questions asked when, these people have to call in a claim. And he'll definitely answer that question. He's honest about it. And they also do something I'd love to, if we get him back, or we'll have him back another time, talk about the, it's like a pre-certification process. So they can go and inspect the air conditioning or heating unit beforehand to certify that there will be no questions asked should anything come up.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
okay.
he's back.
Oh, good.
You're back. Are you there?
I am here. Oh, the joy of losing your internet connection in
it happens to all of us, I promise. We had a good conversation about you while you were gone.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's, it's like all morning long, the internet connection's been stable as can be, and then boom, there it goes.
Yeah, it's the norm. We're okay with that. I'm trying to think, where did we leave off, please? He was talking about
I know.
Freon recapture.
Oh,
or cost of Freon, right?
Yeah, cost of Freon. It's just crazy. It's 6 years ago, the cost of Freon was roughly, it was around $50 a pound, or maybe a little less. It's at least double that now. So yeah, we cover all types of refrigerant, and that will just save you a bundle with that alone.
Well, I was mentioning to Lise while we were waiting for you to get back was another thing that I think I've had you guys do to help our clients before. It's almost like an HVAC certification, right? So what exactly does that entail?
Yeah, so as far as I know, we are the only home warranty company that will actually go out upon request to inspect an HVAC system and give you a written letter of guarantee. So with 210, we don't require any type of inspections for anything. None of them are required. You don't have to have appliances inspected. You don't have to have plumbing inspected. You don't have to have HVAC inspected. But what we will do, if you're working with a client, you're like, you know what, we'd love to put an offer on this house, but the HVAC system, it's pretty old. If you request us to go out and inspect it, we'll do that. We send a tech out and they charge $85 to inspect one system, $35 for each additional system. And then when they do the inspection, if everything checks out clean and there's no repairs that are needed, you actually get a written letter of guarantee stating, hey, we've already looked at the system. You're good to go. We guarantee that you'll never be denied due to a pre-existing condition. If they do find things that are in need of repair, they'll document what they are, provide you with a quote, how much they would charge to do the repairs. And then you can either let the technician who did the inspection do the repairs, or you could shop that quote with any licensed HVAC tech, have your guy do the repairs and just send us the receipts. Then we'll actually give you that letter of guarantee saying, thank you for having the repairs done. Here's your letter of guarantee stating that you'll never be denied due to a pre-existing condition. And it's pretty rare, but if you did have a unit that was just totally shot and it could not be repaired, then we would let you know, hey, this system is too far gone. We couldn't cover it. So that is something that's not required, but it's something that could certainly provide your clients with peace of mind if they have any doubts as to whether or not the system and the home they're buying is in good condition.
Yeah, you just made me think of something that's totally off of what we were going to ask you. Was thinking about the vendors that you guys select. How do, because I am curious, does the homeowner have the option of selecting their own vendor? And if not, how do you vet the vendors that 210 Warranty selects?
Yeah, it's a great question. So back to that analogy with health insurance and car insurance. So with health insurance, so every year, me personally, I go to the dermatologist. I just want to get that one time look over to make sure everything's okay. I do have a family history of skin cancer, so I want to make sure that I do what I need to do to stay on top of things. Now, I realize in Charlotte, it's about a month out every time I call to get an appointment, but that's okay. I'm just looking for that once yearly thing. It's not like I have to be seen tomorrow. Now, if I call because I'm sick, I have 104 fever, I'm feeling really badly, and they tell me we can't see you for a week, that's not going to work. It might not even work for me if they say tomorrow. I need someone right now if I'm really sick. So with that, I can call all of the doctors in network. And if they can't see me right away, I'll just start calling other doctors outside of Blue Cross and Blue Shield's network. And I can use my health insurance with both the in-network and out-of-network. And I'm going to save money either way. Now, I'll save more money by staying in network. But still, it's sometimes if I'm sick enough, I'll go ahead out of network. I'll use the insurance. I'm going to pay more, but I still save money. So with us, it's similar. So what's different is you have to file a claim first. So if someone just went out and they had a repair done and they had not filed the claim, then we don't reimburse anything. But once they file the claim, at that point, they have the option of using our in-network vendor that we assign, or if they prefer to use their own vendor, they certainly can. All they have to do is just notify our claims department they're going to use their own vendor. The claims department will then give them the directions to follow, which are very simple. It's more or less when the vendor gets there, have them call us to provide us with a diagnosis so that we can verify, yes, that is part of your home warranty coverage. Then what we do, we pay the homeowner's vendor the exact same thing we would have paid our in-network vendor. Now, just like Blue Cross Blue Shield, they'll negotiate with providers and say, for an MRI, this is what we will reimburse. So if they're going to reimburse $2,000 for the MRI and the provider is charging $2,500, the homeowner would have to make up the difference, or sorry, the patient would make up the difference. The same with us. We'll negotiate with plumbers, electricians, HVAC guys, and then whatever that provider is charging the homeowner, we'll reimburse what we would have paid our guy, and the homeowner would make up the difference.
Got it.
Yes.
That's great. So they have the option of using someone that they've used in the past, but they just have to follow a certain protocol and be prepared that they may have to make up a small gap in cost.
That's right. That's right. And as far as what we do with our providers, we have a vendor manager who's in charge of making sure that we have enough vendors for the capacity. So as we're bringing on more and more clients, they're hiring more and more vendors. We make sure they're licensed, we make sure they're bonded. For every claim that's filed, we send out a survey. The vendors have to meet a certain threshold as far as star rating. If they don't maintain that, we put them on probation, work with them as to, hey, here's according to the survey where you're falling short. If they don't come up to our minimum standards, then we remove them from the program.
That's great.
Jennifer, we need a vendor manager for our team.
I know. Yeah.
Keep our list of vendors going with ratings, and I love that.
We are the vendor managers, but that might be our hire for 2022.
Gotcha. It's a job.
Yes. Now, Steve, any big mistakes that you see future or homeowners make when it comes to getting a warranty?
The biggest mistake that I see is just not getting one. That will be the biggest mistake. But closely behind that will be when homeowners pick the lowest price provider. So often I'll hear someone say, I chose XYZ company because they were so much cheaper than you guys. Well, it's one of those things that you get what you pay for. It's very important to ask the questions, which are, you need to know, how long have you been in business? You need to know with HVAC, if my system breaks down and it needs to be replaced, how much will you pay? Then you need to ask, okay, do you depreciate? So if you have a 20-year-old system and it needs to be replaced, are you going to give me $1,000 and say, well, based on the age, that's what it's worth? You need to know for refrigerant, do you cover refrigerant completely? Because some will say they cover it, but they don't tell you they cover $10 a pound when it's $120 a pound. So it's really important to make sure that the company you have has been around a long time and that they have very solid coverage for the big ticket items.
Yeah. Good things to ask, and make sure you ask. And also trust your realtor's advice, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And also, do you have someone to go to? If you have a company, you don't know who the local rep is, how do you know what to do if you need help?
Absolutely. Well, Steve, if somebody wanted to get a home warranty, or if we have a real estate agent watching this that doesn't have a home warranty representative that they, have a relationship with, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, definitely give me a call. I'd be more than happy to. I not only am happy to speak with realtors, I'm more than happy to speak with clients. So when a client comes to you and says, hey, does the home warranty do this? Or they have questions about the home warranty, send them straight to me. Because I know that you guys have so much that you're doing. The last thing you want to do is be tied down with home warranty questions. Just send them straight to me. My phone number is 704-649-8782. If there's a chat box, I can put it in there. Oh, there it is, chat box. Or that you can email me. I'll put it in the chat box right now. It's sbaxley@2-10.com. And as everyone knows, the market today is very, very different than it was a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's incredibly intense. So a lot of times what I've been seeing is with the multiple offer situations, you'll have a homeowner that maybe would really like to have a home warranty, but they're scared to ask for one from the seller because they want to have the strongest offer possible. They want a clean offer, and I totally get it. So here will be my suggestion for that. You want that clean offer, but you still want to know what a home warranty can do for you, just contact me and we can set a warranty up outside of closing. In fact, what some realtors have started doing recently is when it's a multiple bid situation and the client goes into contract, they'll send me an email and they'll say, hey, Steve, Tom and Sally are under a contract for a home to close next month. Can you share some information on your home warranty? What I then do is reply back and attach a PDF copy of the brochure along with some high-level bullet points, and I invite them to call me at their convenience. That way we can set it up outside of closing if they're interested, maintain that clean offer, and they can still get the same coverage and keep the clean offer. And in fact, you can get a home warranty at any time. It may be that I send that email and it may be 4 months later before the homeowner decides, you know what, we do want to move forward. You can still get the home warranty. The only difference with getting it outside of closing is if it's been more than 30 days since closing, there's a 30-day waiting period before the coverage starts. Other than that, the pricing and coverage is the same.
That's good. Good. I was going to ask that question.
I feel like I need doing this interview to all my buyers.
Yeah, please do. I love talking with buyers because it seems that there's a much higher satisfaction level when we've spoken because they've had a chance to ask a lot of questions. I've had a chance to point out many things that maybe they wouldn't ask otherwise. And when you understand something, I think there's a much higher level of satisfaction.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, Steve, for being with us this morning. So much wonderful information. We always like to end our interviews with just saying something we're grateful for. So it could be something you're grateful for today or just in life. So we're going to let you start off. What is something that you're grateful for?
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that my family is healthy, something that we take for granted a lot of times, but everybody in my household has made it through the COVID stage, and we have a mother who has COPD, and we've been just so grateful that she's maintained her health. Both of my boys are healthy. My dog's healthy. Just health. Just being able to be alive and just I'm thankful for health and family.
Lise, what about you?
That's great. I think I'm thankful for my job today. I had a great meeting yesterday with a potential buyer, and just to see their eyes kind of start sparkling with the hope of a new home, it makes everything so worth it and so rewarding.
And mine is relative to timing of the year. I was a teacher before a realtor many years ago. So today, dropping my kids off at school, I'm just grateful for our teachers and all of the people that make schools happen, right? They have such a huge responsibility, more now than ever, right? With, taking our children into something after we've gone through international pandemic, right? That keeping our kids safe in school and just having to navigate it on a daily basis. I'm so grateful for those who run our schools.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great rest of the week.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Lise. We'll see you later.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, guys.